Hey there, my name is David Blancas. I work at Chicago Academy High School. I'm currently a Y2 PD. And I'm just here to share my story of when I was undocumented, and in a way, I'm still undocumented. I'm here on a work permit through DACA. So here's my story. I came to the United States when I was 2, and when I say that I came here, it was like I was brought here by my parents without any input from me, which is usually the story for a lot of you, for a lot of the dreamers here. And for the most part, I had no idea I was undocumented until the time came to like get a driver's license and all of that stuff, right? So I know that feeling of that you want to do a lot of things, but you can't because of your immigration status. You want to be able to travel outside the country, but you can't. You want to visit family, but you can't. I know the thoughts, I know the feelings that you go through, and they're perfectly normal, they're perfectly natural, and it's how you react to that. So just to talk about my experience more so in high school was, I wasn't a straight A student, but I was an honors kid. I got plenty of A's with a few B's here and there, and I did graduate with a very, very high GPA and a very high ACT score. And the first college I applied to is, and I'm not going to name out the college, right? Because I did that already to them, and they got kind of upset. But I applied to their university. I sent out the applications. They emailed it back, or they mailed it back, asking for a social security number. And I looked at it, and it's my senior year, and here I am, like whatever. So I ripped it up. I threw it in the trash, and I started thinking, like, what is my future going to look like? What am I going to do? And I was very involved in high school. I was in sports teams. I was captain of the volleyball team. I was in drama club. I was in plenty of other things. So I was like your all-American guy in a sense, but I wasn't really American per se. And it was just very difficult trying to figure out why I could not pursue my dreams. And I understand that a lot of you are going through that. And I went through like depression, right? Where I started giving up on school. To me, it was like, what's the point of doing all of this work if at the end it's not going to take me anywhere? And that was a very dark time in my life. And luckily, I had the support from my family. I had the support from my guidance counselor. My counselor from my high school found out about my status, and she reached out to a lot of people because she saw my worth, she saw my value, my potential, and what I would be able to accomplish. She reached out to this organization in Elgin, in Illinois here, and again, I didn't know these people, no clue who they were, but they reached out to me and they said, let's figure something out. And it took a few months, but then they submitted an application for me to Aurora University, and I was able to receive almost nearly a $10,000 scholarship to go to the school, and it was renewable for 4 years. And this happened after I had graduated high school. It was almost June and everything, and I had no idea what I was going to do. And then, knowing all of that, I was given that second opportunity, and still in my head, it's like, well, okay, 10 grand, but I still got to come up with like another 7-8 grand because it was a private university. So it was like, what do I need to do? My family and I, we pulled together and we pulled all our finances together to be able to pay for college. I was able to look for other scholarships, and there was a point, there was 1 year where I only ended up paying $1,000 out of pocket. But it took a lot of commitment, it took a lot of work, but more importantly, it just took a lot of support from people, because I easily could have gone into my shell. I easily could have just said, what's the point? I don't need to do this. I'll just hide. I'll just stay in the shadows. I'm not going to put myself out there. And I know a lot of people do that, and I understand why. It's scary. It really is, especially right now with this current political climate, with our current president, the current laws that he's trying to implement and all of that. So the future is Like, we don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen to me with my work permit. But through my experiences, all I know is that I know what I'm capable of. I know the people who support me, and I know that I will have the resources I need to succeed anywhere. And that's what I need you, my fellow dreamers, to realize as well, is that, again, it's easy to hide. It's easy to stay in the shadows. But I encourage you to gather up that courage, that strength, and, network. Find your self-worth, find your worth, and more importantly, show everyone that you belong in this country, that you cannot just be removed, that you cannot just not go to college, that they need to invest in you because you're worth it. And the whole thing's like, well, how do I show them? And it all starts off with your academics. And unfortunately, for some of us, we're not that strong with academics. And so that just means we need to work that much harder. We need to put in that much more hours into what we're doing, because we don't have the privilege to just be average. We have to be above that. And that's something that I need you all to do. And even after you get accepted into a college and you get the scholarships, you still won't have that privilege. I don't have that privilege right now. So you just keep working hard, reach out, find mentors, find those supporters, find those resources. Because, and it's something that my dad always says, and it's a Spanish saying, but he says, el quien toca, ahí está la puerta abierta. So all you gotta do is find those opportunities and knock on the doors, and one door will open. And they will open. They will open. And you need to understand that they will open eventually, little by little. All right? But if you need to reach out, if you need help with anything, feel free to reach out to me. I'm open to anything. You can get my contact information through One Goal. But I'm here for you, and know that it's not just me. One Goal is here for you, and there's plenty of other people, not just at One Goal, but at your school, in this city. There's politicians that are here to help you. You just need to reach out. All right? Para adelante siempre.